Do you know this place? Midhope Castle by the shores of the Firth of Forth, to many will be known as Lallybroch, the fictional home of Jacobite hero Jamie Fraser in Outlander. You get here through a time portal, or on the A904 from Edinburgh. More than 70,000 people a year pay to come and look at this. But today, I'm going to show you what most of them miss. So, if you're interested in the people, places and events in Scottish history, then click the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen and ring the notification bell to be told when I upload new videos. In the meantime, let me tell you a story. There's nothing like a smash hit book and TV series to bring tourists flocking to Scotland. Midhope Castle may have stood since before its first mention in 1458. It may have passed through the hands of Drummonds, Livingstons and Hopes, been remodelled and repurposed from a fine tower house to an accommodation block for servants of Hopetoun House. But today, it's known for its role in the TV show Outlander. Midhope gave a critically acclaimed performance as Lallybroch, the home of Jacobite Jamie Fraser. But in a recent exclusive interview I was fortunate enough to have with Midhope, he told me that all the time he played that role, he still felt empty inside. Some of those 70,000 tourists will visit other Outlander film locations, like Blackness Castle, 5 miles up the coast, or Hopetoun House, a mile in the other direction. But most of them will have no idea that just half a mile from here is someplace far more special. It's a time portal that takes you far deeper into Scotland's past. Now, the thing is that this wonderful old church still has Outlander connections as the graveyard where Frank Randall was buried. Don't worry, if you know, you know. This place has so much more. When you walk in the gate, you can tell from the gravestones that this place has been here for centuries. One look at the church reinforces that feeling. They tell me that the body of the church was reconstructed in 1579. Less than 2 years after the Scottish Reformation, Mary Queen of Scots was languishing under house arrest in England. Her son James was growing up as Scotland's first Protestant monarch. That's when the core of this took shape. The 3 additions that stick out from the body house burial places for prominent families. The Duddingston Aisle of 1603, the Binns Aisle of 1618 and the Phillipson enclosure of 1727. This time portal takes you back to that new beginning at the birth of the Presbyterian Kirk and the wars that followed over what was the true church. From where did it gain its authority? To whom did it owe its duty? And what was its relationship to monarchy? There's a 4th family celebrated in this idol-free, democratising Presbyterian Kirk. The Hopes of Hopetoun, merchants who married well and prospered from lead mining, bought these lands in 1680. The Hopetoun Aisle was another new beginning, fitted out in 1708, 1 year after that celebrated or dreaded Union of 1707 that was supported by Charles Hope. To touch it is to be taken back in time. But I said that this building was reconstructed in 1575, and there's older stone through which we can be transported. The reconstruction must have happened around this. You see the curve of the arch, the Romanesque styling, the chevron stonework and the finishing, they are all Norman. It's what's left of the 12th century church around which the 16th century building was created. This would be at the time of David I, the greatest of the Canmore kings, who brought an earlier monastic reformation as well as feudalism and royal boroughs and Norman knights. Of course, Normans were what emerged from several generations of Frenchified Norsemen who'd settled in the north of France after Viking raiding. So let me show you something else. Just before I do, let me remind you of some other things that I'll be doing here in Lothian. As part of touring my Scotland Made the World comedy show, I'll be in Edinburgh on the 12th and 18th of August, Haddington on the 25th of September, and Musselburgh on the 22nd of November. Of course, I'll be performing the show all over Scotland in 2025 and Canada in 2026. So click the link top right or in the description below for locations, dates and tickets, or go to www.brucefummey.co.uk. Did I mention Vikings? These hogback burial stones are typical of the Old Norse. That means that this place must have a deeper pre-Scottish history. The Norse were just one of the peoples who made Scotland. And this is a reminder that they were here before this was ever part of Scotland. But there are stones that will take us back further. You see, the Picts and the Gaels came together to form Scotland just after the Vikings. That was in the early 9th century, but the Scotland that was formed was north of the Firth of Forth. Here to the south of the Forth would have been part of the Kingdom of Northumbria, formed by the Angles, who had crossed from mainland Europe after the Romans left. And here is a cross from those pre-Scottish Northumbrian times. You can see its intricate carvings if you look at it. Think how many hands of how many people have touched this to make it, to transport it, to honour it. So how far back does the church on this site go? Archaeologists have found that this post-Reformation building from the reign of James VI was a reconstruction of a medieval building erected at the time of David I. But underneath, they found an earlier Anglican church that must have been built before 685 AD. What happened in 685 AD? The Battle of Nechtansmere. Now, I already made a video about what I called the Pictish Battle of Bannockburn. The Northumbrians had extended their hegemony north, but the Picts were starting to fight back. And when Ecgfrith came north with a Northumbrian army, they probably took the road that passes just south of here, just as the Romans had 600 years before. Unlike Agricola, Ecgfrith never came back. You can get the full story in the video that I made by coming back yourself and clicking top right. The point is that Pictish victory saw the beginning of the period of high Pictish influence. The archaeologists tell me that caused the Anglican monks to move off and the site fell into disuse. But by the 8th century, they were back to carve that cross. Of course, Abercorn is a Brythonic name. It was named by the Britons before Angles arrived. When the Romans built the nearby road and came north with Agricola, there were Britons here. Did St Ninian pass this way? Who else and what else might have been connected to this place back then? Abercorn has been the site of a prehistoric fort a Roman road, an Anglian monastery, Picts, Vikings, Normans. It's looked across the Forth at the birth of Lallybroch, the growth of Scotland, the religious and civil revolution of David I, the Reformation, James VI becoming James I. It's seen union and been in a modern film. We're lucky in Scotland to have so many special places. Surely this is one of them. You should visit. And if you're one of those thousands of tourists who come to see the Outlander sites of Lallybroch visited by the time-travelling Claire Randall, don't forget that less than half a mile away, Abercorn Kirk is a real time portal. I made another video about key things in Scotland that other tourists miss, and it's coming up on screen now. Support the channel by clicking top right to become a Patreon member or buy me a coffee in the description below. In the meantime, ha mé an dóchas go mí life. Chéirí an drasta.